welcome to the Talent.
Do you have years of life and work experiences in your career, but the lack of a university degree is holding you back? You're not alone.
Thank you for making us your trusted source of news. Tonight, we spotlight transformative developments in Kenya's education sector, from the upscaling of TVET instructors to the digital restructuring of the National Education Data System. Thank you for joining us and welcome to the broadcast. Now we begin in Kericho, where a week-long intensive training workshop for TVET instructors has kicked off. The government, through the national recognition of just 400 to 7,000 across the country. Our reporter with more details.
In the heart of Kericho, a new chapter is unfolding for technical and vocational training in Kenya. A week-long intensive training for TVET instructors is underway, part of a larger national initiative aimed at raising the quality and quantity of skilled trainers across the country. With parallel sessions running in Vihiga and Nyandarua counties, this initiative is more than a workshop. It's a deliberate step to close the gap between industry demands and institutional delivery.
Saying we want to be ready to see that as we nationally that have been provided in the national recognition of prior learning policy.
Under the guidance of the National Recognition of Prior Learning RPL policy, trainers are being equipped to match global standards while honoring the skills and experience they already possess. The government's ambitious plan is to scale the number of certified TVET trainers from just 400 to an impressive 7,000 in the coming years, a milestone that promises to reshape the nation's skills development landscape.
In this particular training, we have our institutions already joining for the training, purposely to implement the government's agenda on the TVET training. And indeed, really, today we want to also be grateful to the government because we are serving under a listening government. The institutions that are mandated to provide skilling to the youths of our country, we are actually at a time when there is a lot of transformational change.
TVET in Kenya is no longer a promise, it's in motion. From Kericho, this is Billy Okoth Mboya reporting for Talent Television.
Now, that's a significant step indeed toward equipping our youth with relevant hands-on skills for the job market. Now, and in another major move, the Ministry of Education has announced the phased rollout of a new education management system, KEMIS, to replace the current NEMIS platform. According to the Principal Secretary for Basic Education, Paul Bitok, the system will begin registering learners next month and will cover all levels from ECD, primary and secondary, to TVET and research institutions. The change comes in response to persistent data gaps affecting students' funding and tracking. The government says the new system is designed to integrate the entire education ecosystem, correct registration errors, and support the new funding model more efficiently.
A digital shift is on the horizon in Kenya's education sector as the government prepares to launch a new education management platform, KEMIS, set to replace the current NEMIS system.
Especially from the users, the head teachers of schools, that some students are not being captured in NEMIS. We have had issues across in the polytechnics, issues in the universities, issues concerning the new funding model, the data, the information. So this morning we came so that we can make sure that we give the necessary support to the ministry to ensure that they have one-stop shop on data.
According to Paul Bitok, the Principal Secretary for Basic Education, the Kenya Education Management Information System, KEMIS, will be rolled out in phases with student registration beginning next month. Unlike NEMIS, which primarily tracked learners in basic education, KEMIS is designed to manage the entire education journey from early childhood development, TVET, basic and higher education, all the way to national research institutions.
This is a golden opportunity to be able to unify, and this system will cover the entire education system from basic education, from ECD or other basic education, TVETs, higher education, up to research. It will integrate all our institutions, including all our schools, all our colleges, all our sub-county directors of education, all our county directors of education, All this will be integrated in one ecosystem.
As the Ministry of Education gears up for the KEMIS rollout, hopes are high that the new system will streamline funding, boost accountability, and ultimately strengthen education planning across all levels. A new digital era. Mboya.
Now, on other news, Kenya's public universities are facing a severe financial crisis with a combined debt burden of Kenya shillings 72.2 billion, threatening to paralyze academic operations across the country. Now, leading the list of most indented institutions at the University of Nairobi, Kenyatta University, and the Technical University of Kenya. The deepening insolvency has raised concern over the sustainability of higher education, with the risks of disrupted learning, unpaid staff, and declining educational standards. Peter Chin reports.
Kenya's public universities are facing their biggest financial crisis yet. A debt burden totaling over 72 billion shillings is the rate of Kenya. The top three most indebted institutions. Years of ballooning costs, declining students' numbers, and delayed government funding have left these institutions on the verge of insolvency. Students and the staffs are facing the pinch. Salaries have been delayed, infrastructure projects abandoned, and essential services disrupted. Academic staff unions have issued repeated warnings calling for urgent intervention to prevent a complete breakdown of the university's operations.
What is each and every university having to ensure that you are paying these pending bills? Give us a very clear roadmap on how you are paying. And two, we've heard even universities where they have the issue of the garnish.
That is why we are here now, to plead with the committee. If we are able to get the resources that we require, then we don't tell students will get loans and then they don't get projects.
You know, we are spreading ourselves so thinly. You're putting little money on each and every one project, and none of them gets to be completed. So the question is, where is the value for money?
Lawmakers.
The BPS, they had 480, and now they have been given almost 800. Why the disparity? Like that one, well, you can be able to say that.
The CFO walked into this meeting having not gone through this document, because you are giving them a very easy pass on this. Something is very wrong. We are not talking about 10 shillings.
Once celebrated as centers of academic excellence and innovation, management and overdependence on government support as the key drivers of the crisis, the government has acknowledged the problem and promising the reforms and possible restructuring of funding models. But as the debt continues to grow, the future of higher education in Kenya is in balance. I'm Peter Achien.
That's a very unfortunate crisis in the world of education. Now, away from education, we delve into sports, where the Football Kenya Federation, FKF, has officially launched the inaugural Beach Soccer League in Kwale County, marking a significant step in promoting the sport at the grassroots level. The 14-week league features 16 men teams and 8 women teams from across the county, supported by a Kenya shillings 1 million sponsorship from Kentest Products Limited. The league aims to develop local talent and prepare for the upcoming Sekafa Beach Soccer Championship scheduled for June 2025 in Mombasa.
Today is the start. Today is an example of what we need to be doing. Today you have several teams participating in this league. These teams will learn from this experience. And next time we have an international tournament, then we have a selection of players who can represent Kenya at these events. As we speak, I don't think anybody can remember the last time Kenya had a successful beach football team. So this is the beginning of this process. That we have adequate players, we have adequate experience, and that we have the right people who can play beach football, and who can represent the country.
Now, on other news in the world of politics, former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has today launched a new political party, the Democratic for the Citizens Party, DCP. He stated that on inclusivity and grassroots engagements.
Wakija waseme hii barabara tutajenga within 6 months, unaambia? As the party leader of the Democracy for the Citizens Party, I commit that I will listen to the people of the Republic of Kenya and live to their aspirations. As you all know, I have been a people's person, listening to every voice, especially those in the deepest corner of our villages.
Wakenya wakisema kwamba hawataki hii mfumo ya SHA, wanataka turudi katika ile NHIF, basi tutasikiza barabara mzuri, basi sisi uongozi wetu utasikia Wakenya na utaondoa.
Now we delve into our local news as we go to Kisumu County, where it is grappling with multiple challenges, and authorities have urged residents to pay annual land rates to boost revenue for public development. At the same time, the county government has rolled out new flood mitigation strategies to manage recurring disasters. However, efforts to relocate residents from flood-prone areas have met resistance, with many locals refusing to vacate without alternative housing or proper compensation.
We have realized you want to stay there, so let us control the water and you exist there. So we are coming with a plan. It is Nyamasaria River, how it feeds water. It is Aleura and Wigwa, together with the sewer system. So what is going to be done is to canal the water, open the waterways to go direct to the lake, and lift up the dikes and the roads to compliance.
And we shall use all legal tools to ensure full compliance. This is not to benefit people in the county government. It's a proposal for the developed city, and you are the people who develop it. All we can do is make policies and make resources available for your uptake. I wish to inform you that we will be implementing an amnesty for 6 months, during which there will be the following. 1, 50% waiver on penalties if the principal is paid. 2, negotiated payment plans per month, depending on the demand notices generated. As part of collaboration, we will be running a Know Your Rates campaign through the media and door-to-door outreach programs. We want to be transparent and put things in the public domain for discussion and debate.
That wraps up our bulletin for tonight. Tonight we've witnessed several accounts from the developments that reflect a government being keen on reforming education from both the ground and the cloud, training the teachers on one hand and digitizing education management on the other. This program was brought to you by Gates Africa Training Center, where their May intake is ongoing from different homes. On Facebook at Gates Education Group, on Instagram, Gates Education Group, on X, Gates Education Group, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Talent Television. I have been your host for tonight, and from all of us here at The Talent Television, thank you for watching and have a good night.
Do you have years of life and work experiences in your career, but the lack of a university degree is holding you back? You're not alone. Many successful people who are brilliant and gifted equally missed out on a traditional schooling. But what if your life and work experiences on the job could count towards a college degree? Well, guess what? They can. Introducing Matric, the revolutionary program that turns your real-world experience into college credits. Built a business, managed a team,